What will you be doing October 13th, 2009? Well, the hopes in making this video is that you will be out purchasing The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima, which comes out October 13th, 2009. Who's Cinda Williams Chima? Well, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you'll know that I've already reviewed her last trilogy, the Heir Triology. What's the Heir Triology? Well, the Heir Triology is comprised of 3 books, hence the trilogy. The Warrior Heir, the Wizard Heir, and the Dragon Heir. If you have not read these, I strongly suggest that you do. Link in the sidebar to my previous video where I have reviewed them just for you. Demon King, again, is a novel by Cinda Williams Chima, which comes out October 13, 2009, and I hope you will be purchasing it. It is a 7 Realms novel, the first one. And why am I talking about it so early, you may be asking? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have already read it. Thankfully, I have an advanced reader's copy, which is completely awesome. The real cover for the book is right here. I mean, how cool is that? It's a high fantasy novel. Do you like high fantasy? Do you like fantasy? Did you like the series? Did you? Because then you're going to have to go out and buy The Demon King on October 13th, 2009, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about The Demon King. This novel focuses on 2 main characters, the first being Han Alistair, and the second being Princess Raisa, Princess Heir of the Fells. Now, Fells March is this mountain city that they both happen to be living in, but they're living 2 completely different lives. See, Han is a reformed thief. He lives with his mother and his sister, who are both extremely poor. He's decided to quit this gang called the Raggers, which he was the leader of. In that gang, his street name is with cuffs. Wonder why? Well, Han Alistair was born with these silver cuffs around his wrists that are engraved with ancient runes. No matter how much he's tried, he cannot get these cuffs off of his wrists. They grow as he grows. He's had them as long as he can remember. Han also goes by another name, Hunsalone, which is his clan name. Han engages heavily with this clan that lives just outside of the city. His clan mother, you could say, is Willow, and his best friend is Dancer, Willow's son. Now, the trouble all begins when Han and Dancer are out one day, and they see 3 young wizards setting fire to their mountain. Now, as we know from the Heir series, wizards usually aren't to be trusted. In this book, there was this thing called the Breaking. It was an event that happened long ago, which you can read about in the novel. Because of the Breaking, wizards have limited power ever since. They're not allowed in the clans, and they're especially not allowed to be setting fire to this mountain. That day, Han encounters Micah Bear, one of the 3 wizards. Micah Bear has this amulet, and wizards that are under 16 are not allowed to have amulets. Fearing danger, Dancer makes Micah put down the amulet and leave. Han decides to pocket the amulet, and that is where the trouble starts, because the amulet's owner is the High Wizard, Lord Bear, and its previous owner before Lord Bear was the Demon King. If you're wondering who the Demon King is, you'll have to read the book. So since that amulet belongs to the High Wizard, and that used to belong to the Demon King, who's not so good news, Han's soon going to find out that that amulet is more trouble than it's worth. So what's Princess Raisa have to do with all of this? Princess Heir to the throne of the Fells. Princess Raisa has just come back from the Demon Eye camp, and she's had so much freedom, and she's been able to grow up and learn how to be a trader because her father is Clint. Comes back from court just in time for her name day, which is kind of like her ceremony to come out into the world and say, hey, I'm eligible for marriage even though I'm only 16. Princess Raisa hates this idea. She wants to have adventure and go travel. See, Princess Raisa really wants to be like Hanelia, who is the legendary warrior queen who killed the Demon King. Princess Raisa is friends with Micah Bear, who again is the son of the High Wizard. Now, the High Wizard doesn't have much power because after the Breaking they established rules like this. However, Princess Raisa's mother, the Queen of the Fells, is acting really peculiar lately. She's spending way too much time with the High Wizard, which goes against everything the Breaking stood for, and people are starting to get suspicious that the High Wizard is having a lot bigger say in things than he should. So there's a big war going on that they're not a part of yet. Her mother's trying to push suitors on her so that she can marry someone and they can secure this peaceful arrangement. But maybe her mother has a different suitor in mind, something that goes against everything the queendom stands for. I guess you'll have to read and find out. I loved this book. It had everything. There was a little bit of romance, definitely tons and tons of action, and everything you could want in a high fantasy series. I cannot wait till the new book, and as fortunate as I am to have this advanced reader's copy early, it means I have to wait even longer for the second one to come out. This will intrigue you, especially if you've read these. It might even be better than you imagined. And if you haven't read these, please go pick up the Heir series by Cinda Williams Chima, and so you can be prepared to read The Demon King when it comes out, October 13th, 2009, I think you know that by now, but just in case, it'll be in the sidebar. Also a link to the Amazon link where you can pre-order the book. You should pre-order the book. And a link to my previous video where I talk about the Heir series. So, pretty much this book was just amazingly written. You go from the perspective of Hans, the perspective of Racia, and you're always wondering what each one's going to do, and if they're ever going to meet up with each other, and what they both have to do with each other. Why tell just these two stories? And, I don't know. I guess you'll find out. Please pick up The Demon King, coming out October 13th, 2009. Enjoy all of Cinda Williams Chima's books if you would like to pick them up. These 3 are already out, and this one comes out very soon. And I'm sure you know the date. I won't repeat it. So. Excellent book. Pick it up.